be back, ladies and gentlemen.
What is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64, and I'm bringing you the next episode of MLB Power Pros, the Double Play feature, or whatever the hell we're calling this, I don't know. In the last episode, we set up our roster hopefully for future contention. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to try our very best. And today is our first ever game. So we will be at McAfee Coliseum hosting, the Oakland A's will be hosting us. So it is our job to put together the best effort we can to fight the Oakland A's. And unfortunately, this is probably the best roster we'll be able to construct. At least until we get a viable DH option. In which case, well, yeah. So, we will stick with the lineup we created last episode, where we have Timmy, Enox, Lunsford, Aguilar, Andrew, Whiteman, Batista, Fasano, and our starter, Jamie Wright. Now, as you can see, Jamie Wright's motivation is not that high, so that means his stats will probably be a bit of an issue for us, but I don't know. I think with his stats buffed the way they are, I think we'll be in good shape.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Especially since it's been programmed to have more pitches than are even possible to have.
Last year's season. Here we go with the opening game of the season between the Oakland Athletics and Las Vegas, live from
now, at this point, the Oakland A's are the defending AL West champs at this point, so expect that they'll be throwing as much as they can at you. We'll have to prove ourselves of a competent opponent for them. Showing us some of their players before they go to their opening day starter, who I believe is Esteban Loaiza.
Starting for the Athletics is Loaiza.
And it is a far cry from the aces that Oakland used to have in the 2000s.
Number 45.
All right, so Timmy is up first. Since we're opening up on the road.
It's the first pitch of the season. Just missed the inside corner, ball.
First pitch is inside for a ball.
He makes contact. He got it. One away.
First pitch lined out to the shortstop. In fact, I can, even though it's only at one volume, I can hear him. Alright, so Enox will be the second pitcher. Now, one thing I know about Loaiza, he's a guy that struggles to throw strikes, so you may not want to swing at the first pitch every time he throws one at you, unless it's like a meatball. Case in point.
Number 9, Lunsford, third baseman.
Wild pitch allows me to advance to second, which means we're already in good shape. And runner scores.
Number 32.
We scored our first run in the first inning.
Right fielder.
Alright, Aguilar flies out on the first pitch. 2 outs.
Number 44.
And now we have Andrew.
First baseman.
And very quickly, the A's recover, but are down 1 run.
Please refrain from throwing.
Now it's my job to put down the Oakland A's.
Thank you.
We'll just have to see just how good Jamie Wright is with his motivation down. Yeah, I do not want to hear that guy, the announcer's voice. His name is Jack Merluzzi, and he thinks he knows what he's talking about, but I don't think he does. All right, first pitch is a fastball for a called strike. Change up.
Number
Go on
21.
first for the first out.
Center fielder.
Fastball. Nice sinker. And let's finish the job with a curveball. Beautiful.
Number 12.
Now, Todd Walker.
Designated hitter.
Try a slider. And the big gun, another curveball. 2 strikeouts. Beautiful. Yes, we are going to play the full version of this game, so we're going to cut some of these elements out where it's like, oh, they're just running back to the positions. But, like, in general, we're going to be focusing more on the other things.
Tony Batista, designated hitter.
Right, so Batista slaps a base hit.
Number 0.
Sal Fasano.
Fasano, catcher.
I was not going to steal with Batista, but do what you got to do, fam. Do what you got to do. Psych, motherfucker! You don't usually run with guys with D-speed, but I know the Oakland A's catcher, Jason Kendall, doesn't have the best arm, so you got to know who to run on. And Sal Fasano with a base hit. All right.
Number 14.
We're knocking around this first base, this pitcher of theirs. Another wild pitch, and that'll allow a run to score. Trying to do a sacrifice play there. Up. Fortunately, he hit it right to the fielder. They got a double play. All right, Eric Chavez. Probably Oakland's best player. Not of all time, but on this roster, probably their best player. I feel bad for a lot of these guys, these big stars of the early 2000s. A lot of them just like fizzled out because of like injuries and stuff. Eric Chavez was one of them. He was one of the big guns of the Oakland A's Moneyball lineup. Played great defense with a merciless power hitter from the left side of the plate. Just could not stay healthy.
First baseman.
Alright, this curveball is definitely my put-away pitch. I'm getting punch-outs left and right with it. Alright, so top of the third, we're up. Let's see if Timmy can redeem himself after lining out. It's the first pitch for a strike. He's only thrown 19 pitches so far, which is weird. And Timmy gets a base hit. He is the fastest runner on the team, so he for sure is going to attempt to steal a base here. And he's safe by a country mile. Holy cow. That's why you always want at least a good, fast runner leading off, so you can make some problems on the base pads for these pitchers. Alright, so Lunsford got the RBI first time. Let's see if we can get an RBI this time. Line right to the shortstop for the second out.
32.
Alright, Aguilar just got under one before. But he didn't get under that one. 2-run shot, Aguilar. Now, if you're wondering why I'm just calling him by his last name, these AI-generated players do not have last names. I mean, do not have first names. You can give him a name, like Dave Aguilar or something. But I think that's a bit of an insult. Ooh, good pitch. Fooled me on that one. Yeah, of the guys I had on my team, Andrew was not the best hitter, but my God, was he such a good defender at first base. He orchestrated 3 triple plays by himself when we were playing Little League on the same team. And him and I played on the same team for years.
Number 14.
We were both on the bigger side as kids, so it was like one of those, they thought we were going to be big mashers, but in reality he was a soft hitting type of guy, would hit the ball on the ground, always hustled every play, but more importantly, he was a monster with a glove. I mean, in the World Series, too, when we were playing in our Little League World Series, he got triple plays. Like he'd catch the ball, step on first, throw to second, triple play. I'm like baffled that he was able to do all that. Which is why I initially wanted to feature as many of these guys as possible, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to. Because they gave me some pretty decent options here. I mean, of course, I could have just gotten rid of various players if I wanted to, but I don't mind. Alright. A lead-off double for the top of the fourth.
Tony
Batista's now at the plate. Up, and oh my God, he almost muffed it.
Number 0, Sal Fasano.
Alright, Sal Fasano. Drive to left center. That's extra bases. We're just teeing off on Loiza here. Oakland may need a new starter soon.
14, West.
Oh, darn it. I was trying to chop the ball down so I could get Fasano to third. Nope. Was not happening. Oh, wow, I did it again. I should probably stop focusing on what I want the ball to do and instead focus on what I know will make efforts. But I am winning 5-0 though, so that's the part that matters. They use that put away pitch. A slow curveball.
Number 21.
Yes, in case you couldn't tell, Jamie Wright has more pitches than he should legally be allowed to be able to throw. Which is why he has multiple curveballs, multiple changeups, stuff like that. Like, look at this curveball. That's the drop curveball. Or in baseball, in actual baseball, it's a 12-6 curveball. Which means it's pretty much just like the most unhittable thing you could imagine. Only a handful of players were able to throw one of those to like such efficiency. The guy that retired most recently who was able to throw one for a while was Adam Wainwright of the Cardinals. He had a really good curveball.
Number 9, Lunsford.
Alright, Lunsford is our best hitting cat. Oh, wow. Great play, Chavez. Or Xavi, what they call him.
Number 32,
Oh, good for you.
Aguilar.
Alright, so Aguilar to deep right center. Extra bases.
Number 44.
Alright, Andrew. You got to get a hit here, buddy. I think you're the only guy who hasn't gotten one yet. And you did. Beautiful.
Number 005, Whiteman.
Oh, darn it. You fooled me on that one. I am not running with Andrew. And that's not even a psych motherfucker moment. I just have zero intention of stealing with Andrew. He has no speed. Alright.
3,
Time to go to work.
Chavez.
Good job, Andrew.
Number 7, Bobby Crosby.
I don't know why Oakland doesn't use Mike Piazza to start the game, start the year, each year. You'd think they would because, like, he's, like, the best hitter on the roster. Like, overall hitter on the roster, not, like, the best player on the roster.
29, Dan Johnson.
Because, I don't know, it's just weird that they don't have him do that. And they always usually start him in AAA. It's one of the weird things I've noticed about this game over the years as I've played it. But don't worry, I know how to use Mike Piazza most effectively. He is my favorite all-time baseball player, after all.
Your attention,
Alright, so 5 innings from Loiza. Now they go to their next guy, Chad Gaudin. I believe that's his name. Gaudin. I don't know how to pronounce that. But now that they have a bullpen, we're going to have to adjust to the new hitter, new pitcher.
Sal Fasano.
The fact that Sal Fasano is 2 for 2 is astonishing to me. Oh, make that 3 for 3. Lead off single, a 1-out single.
West.
All right, go baby, go baby, go baby, go baby. Oh, Fasano steals, but he might be hurt. All right, and yep, he's out. Wow, that sucks. Already down a catcher. That sucks. All right, so we will go with Berg, who is going to be our backup, and he's faster. That's weird. All right. I did want a stolen base, though. I thought that'd be fun. Up, and Ellis did what our third baseman did in the success mode, where he dove for a ball he should have leaped for. I'm actually curious to see how far Timmy can hit the ball. Not far. He is definitely a contact-first guy, even though Timmy in Little League can do pretty much anything. Sometimes in this game, you have to sacrifice some stats in order to buff up others. Especially when the game uses its bullshit on you in success mode. If I could build a team in here of my all-time favorite players, like just in general, my all-time favorite players that were active in like 2007, Nick Swisher would be on that list. I don't know why. I just love a guy who has as much fun as he has in the game whenever he played. Also in this game, for some reason, he's one of the best power hitters. I don't understand why. And then in the next game, he's one of the best overall players in the game. I don't understand why. It's just one of the random things. He was never like... Nick Swisher was never one of those, like, amazing specimens of baseball. He was one of those, always one of those... I go to work. I'm just a support guy, you know? He was never going to be the guy you built a lineup around. And yet, he played and did really well for a lot of good teams. He was on a lot of playoff teams, too. He was on the 06 Oakland team that was in the league championship series. He was on the 08 White Sox, the 09 Yankees that won the World Series, and every other subsequent Yankee playoff team. He was on the Cleveland team in 2013 when they made it to the playoffs. And then he just sort of had a quiet last few years of his life. I almost said life, Jesus, that would have been bad. Nick Swisher's still living, guys, don't worry. He's just one of my all-time favorite players. A switch hitter with some pop. Then again, it reminds me of how I taught myself to switch hit, which is probably one of my all-time favorite experiences in baseball. I tell this story a lot to people who I talk to when it comes to baseball. If I wanted to get a hit, I always hit right-handed. But if I wanted to hit the ball deep, I'd swing left-handed. Because my left-handed swing, my lefty swing, was somehow much stronger than my right, but I almost never got hits with it. But when I did connect, oh my god, it went far. But if I just wanted to get hits, I would just hit righty. So people would always ask, well, why don't you just learn to hit power like a power hitter from the right-handed side? I'm like, because that's not me. I mean, I can hit home runs. I did hit a couple of home runs in Little League, but never like one of those, oh, this guy's destined for greatness things. Though I was told by the coach in 10th grade that I could have, they wanted me to be a DH, but they didn't have enough room on their roster for me. Because by that point, I was huge. Not like concerningly huge. I was on the bigger side, as I've said before. So fielding for me was always, they were always like, oh yeah, we need someone who's fast in the field. But I had a cannon for an arm in right field. And then, of course, when I hit the ball, I was hitting it like miles in batting practice. So they're like, why don't you learn how to be a DH? And I'm like, oh, I could be a DH. But they're like, yeah, we need every position, though. Because back then, even in high school, the pitchers still hit. Which was weird. I always figured that they would be the DH league since college and the independent leagues were doing it. And now everybody's doing it. The pitchers aren't even hitting anymore.
West.
Unless you're a certain pitcher in Los Angeles who got away with a gambling issue.
Number 45.
Alright. I do want to see what your power stroke would be like, but I also want to see... Yeah, he is not at all a power hitter.
Number 40. Denox.
He is going to be a slap it to the side and see what happens type of guy. Alright, so he steals 3 bases. Not bad. Will he steal another? I have a feeling. Oh, wow, that was a lot closer than the other one would have been. And right at the guy. Oh, well. You did good. All right, 8th inning.
3. Eric Chavez.
I just realized something. But unfortunately, I cannot say what I just realized without jinxing it. And if I jinx myself, I will not be happy.
Bobby Crosby.
I won't be happy if I, like, end up ruining everything, but I also will not be too pleased if I jinx myself here.
Number 29. Dan Johnson.
Wow, only 62 pitches. And not a single one out of the strike zone. Alright. Here's the backbreaker. There you go. Alright. Punching out left and right. Jamie Wright is on a roll. Alright, so the heart of our lineup. Maybe we can get some insurance runs.
9. Lunsford.
Maybe. Come on, Mr. Gowden or Gauden or whatever the hell your name is. Come on, Chad.
Number 32.
Alright, so Aguilar is probably going to be our best overall hitter, at least until we can potentially swing that Piazza trade.
Number 44.
Alright, let's see. Can we get some insurance runs? I think we can. Actually, Swisher's a pretty decent arm. Oh, we got it. Okay, good. 6-0.
Number 005.
Good job, Andrew.
Wakeman.
Up the middle. Base hit. Nice. We'll have to go to the bathroom. Don't worry, the game's almost over.
0.
And then I'll be able to go.
Batista.
Batista. Oh, that's extra bases. A 2-run double to make it 8-0.
Number 37. Bird.
Alright, Berg gets out. That's a double play, unfortunately, but that's fine. Swisher, Ellis, and Stewart do up.
Number 33. Nick Swisher.
Alright. Time to go to work. We're ignoring that message that was there on the screen.
Number
100% ignoring that message.
Mark Ellis.
Because if you don't ignore that message,
22.
you'll get cocky, and then when you get cocky, you end up losing. Alright, so slider. Right side. 1 away.
Number
2 away. 1 more out.
Shannon Stewart.
Alright. Bobby Keelty is the thing that stands between me
Bobby Keelty.
and a perfect game. Try that curveball. Slider. Oh, wow. He was all slider there. Okay. Go the sinker here. And the center. Got it. And I just threw a perfect game. Granted, it was with a guy whose stats have been jacked up, but you know what? I can live with that. 27 batters up, 27 batters down without giving up a hit or a walk. I will gladly take that as my first game in MLB Power Pros for this season. Especially after all the turmoil we went through with success mode. Alright, we did pretty damn good, I will say that. Jamie Wright threw a perfect game. Lunsford got the first run. And that's about as good of an opening to a season you can possibly have. Oh, for us. It was terrible for Oakland, but we don't care about Oakland around here. We won our home opener. Let's see, who else won in our division? We won, Seattle won, and the Angels won. Cool. But that pretty much settles all we have to worry about for the first portion of the game. Do you know about trading? So we trade players we don't want for players we want, right? Well, it's not that we don't want the players. I guess that's one way of looking at it, but that's not entirely accurate. We trade players with other teams that help bolster the weaker areas on our team. So they're not players we don't want, they're players that teams need to grow stronger. In the majors, a player who gets traded is one who seems to have value. I see. We can trade players during the season up until July 31st. You can find the command here, Management, Trade. If you find an area that needs strengthening, give trading a try. And that's why I'm trying to trade for Mike Piazza. If I can swing the trade, hopefully, he will be in our next game. And the next game we're playing is actually going to be Friday's home opener against our fellow expansion rivals, the Sea Dogs. So we're going to skip the next few games, and then we will see where we are from there. In fact, I am going to say I do want JD pitching that game, so we're going to move everybody else up. So we'll have Sosa, Jack, and Tankersley pitching games 2, 3, and 4, and JD can pitch game 5, so then we're set to go. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64. Join me next time when we go to our home opener as the next game we'll be focusing in on. Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.